Hello everyone, what's up and welcome back to my channel. Welcome to today's video. This is going to be a dedicated video on the new Glow recipe, Watermelon Glow Dew Balm. It's got SPF 45. I was super intrigued by this. I really do like the Watermelon Glow line, even though it's been a minute since I have really purchased and used something from it. But this was something that I really wanted to get my hands on because I've got the Supergoop Glow Stick and I have actually enjoyed that one very much. There's something in particular that I'm impressed by without even having used it yet on this sunscreen. And I want to talk that through with you. So if you're interested in seeing how this sunscreen works for me, which today we're going to put it on together, try it out for the first time, see how it leaves my skin, see how my makeup lays over top of it. Yeah, and then we'll go from there and maybe you'll know if this one's right for you. So if any of that is of interest for you, then just keep on watching. All right, friends, so what I'm going to do, because of the key ingredients having a little bit of a lengthier description as to what they do, I am going to place it up here on the screen so that you can see it for yourself. There is a description that I want to read to you on the box, and then there's a couple of thoughts that I want to go into real quick before we apply it to the face. So it says it's the ultimate dewy glow on the go, which right up my alley, with this ultra hydrating and brightening sunscreen serum stick. This clear, translucent balm glides smoothly over the skin for an instant glowy finish without white cast. Broad spectrum SPF 45 protects skin while niacinamide, hyaluronic acid, squalane, and watermelon seed oil work together to brighten, even tone, and nourish skin. So as far as usage goes, apply generously around your face, including the eye area, that's surprising, and neck for optimal protection. Continue to apply until you achieve your desired level of luminosity. So that's something that this product really claims is the whole glow, luminous look. So up my alley. Okay, now the other thing that I wanted to mention to you, that one thing I was impressed by and the other thing that is kind of a little bit disappointing, oxybenzone. It's free of that ingredient in here. And if you know, which I didn't know this until very recently, I've been using chemical sunscreen up until this point in my pregnancy, to be honest. I didn't know that oxybenzone is a ingredient you kind of have to look out for. And it's really better to just use a mineral sunscreen to stay away from all those chemicals. Anyways, but here we are. So this is free of oxybenzone. So there is that is kind of nice. I will say, though, that when I was looking at the active ingredients on the side of the box, octisalate, I think that's how you pronounce it, is one of the key ingredients, or one of the active ingredients, I should say, and that is one of the ingredients on the list that you really should look for, again, in a chemical sunscreen if you are pregnant. So there is that. I'm going to use it for purposes of reviewing this product today, but outside of that, I have been, for the last not a long time, few days, I've been using my mineral sunscreen, and I will continue to do so until I have the baby. So it's one of those things where there's just so much that, like, when you're pregnant, there's so much that you shouldn't use this and you could use this and no, and it's like, it can be overwhelming. I haven't, other than the common things that I fully well know not to eat or not to place on my skin, I haven't been overwhelming myself with trying to Google each and everything. Is this safe? Is this safe? If there's a skin product that's got like a few very primary ingredients, yes, I will take a peek. But outside of that, I try not to run myself ragged with stressing myself out, right? So there's that. Okay, let's go into the component itself. That was the box. I think we're good there on description. So this is what it looks like. It is 16.5 grams or 0.58 ounces of product. So a little over half an ounce. It was $30. So I guess it's just going to depend on how much product I have to use each and every use to see how long it's going to last and if that $30 is worth it to me. It looks like, if I'm looking at it I'm trying to look at it in the light, it's hard to tell. It looks like it might come down, the stick might come down to here. At the same time, I think it might come to right here because this might be the little plastic base. But anyways, this is what the component looks like. It's nothing super exciting. It is very plasticky feeling. So there is that as well. What else do we need to go over? I don't think anything. So at this point in time, I think we're going to put this on the face together. Then we'll put on my foundation, see how all that laid out, and then from there, I'll check in with you in a little bit and we'll see how this worked out for me. So I'm gonna treat this the same way I do my Supergoop, and honestly, I am just going to go in directly. I don't typically do this like with a stick foundation, but with something like this, I have no problem doing because I don't mind overdoing it. It says even the eye area. So I'm gonna take it a little bit under there. My neck, I like to do with an actual cream, so I'm not gonna do that. I don't want my neck to be any kind of greasy or luminous or oily. So I think I am overdoing it, not to say that I'm gonna do this much every time. This is the first time. And so I'm kind of trying to I don't mind overdoing it. I will also say it does not have a scent, which is a little disappointing to me because I love the Watermelon Glow scent, and that is actually one of the reasons I picked this up, was because I love that scent so much. And I was like, ooh, that's awesome to have that in a stick sunscreen form. Okay, this is like actually spreading super nice. Very, very nicely. I'm not having any issues whatsoever. It does have, if you've used the Supergoop Glow Stick, it has a very similar texture in that it feels greasy. And I know that sounds bad, and especially for my oily skin ladies, that might not be preferred. But it feels really nice for someone who's got just pretty much normal skin. It does feel really nice. Let me grab my mirror. It's kind of hard to tell in the viewfinder. So yeah, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's giving me like, how can I describe it? So I don't know if luminous is the word. It looks hydrated. I mean, that is really what it's coming down to. It does look hydrated. I think this would actually be really pretty as just a straight up base and then over top put something like the Isle of Paradise bronzer drops or whatever, kind of mix that in after a little bit to kind of add a little bit of a bronzy glow if you're looking for like a super basic beach look. If you're going to the beach, to the pool, and you want something minimal, but you want protection, you want a little something to show that you've got like something going on. But yeah, so it's not doing anything different than the Supergoop to me. So, and I was already used to that formula. So there is that. Again, kind of disappointed in the scent. There is no scent, but I think that's going to make a lot of y'all happy because a lot of people don't like scent in their product. So that is what this is looking like. Again, super easy. I think you could probably even go in with a brush if you prefer not to use your fingers. For something like this, hands down, prefer to use my fingers to get the optimal, spread, if you will. Okay, so that being said, let me grab my foundation and we'll put that on together, see how that applies, and then we'll go from there. So I am going to go in with my Rare Beauty foundation. This is my #1, has been for so long at this point that whenever I'm trying something new as far as like a base underneath foundation, this is what I use because I know how this foundation performs on me, and I love it, right? So like if anything's gonna change it up, I know it's not gonna, it's whatever else I'm using outside the foundation. So let's go ahead and blend this in. Ooh, that's actually kind of blending in kind of nice. Hold on, I feel like I need my mirror. Wow, okay. Yeah, see, this is blending in really, really nice. Let's go down my neck a little bit. Okay. It is causing the foundation to look extra hydrating. Like, again, maybe you could even say luminous. Glowy is probably the word. But do you see how? And honestly, that again is how my Supergoop glow stick kind of works. So like no surprise there. It's not anything earth-shattering. It's not anything like super mind-blowing, but it actually is really, really nice. And some sunscreens, like the creams, like so the Sol de Janeiro, that one is thick. So I have to go in with a little bit at a time to not get it to be so thick to spread. Something like this is so much easier to spread and just kind of distribute over your face without any issues. Because it's clear, it's really not going to, like, what can I say, like build up to where you're having to keep on going over the same spot. I will say my Supergoop sunflower lotion, oil, sunscreen, whatever, my lotion. That one is actually very easy to spread. That one's a thinner formula that gives me the perfect amount of glow. This is really nice, y'all. This allowed my foundation to spread and distribute so easily. That is a little impressive. I don't know if it's this easy. I don't remember if it's this easy with my Supergoop, because I would have remembered that as a key thing for that one. And I don't. So I sure am impressed with how this is spreading over top though. Let's get this. No bald spots. Yeah, this is nice, you guys. This is, okay. I think we're gonna leave it there. I gotta go off camera and do the rest of my face. I will come back and let you know how everything else applied. So far, I'm kind of happy with it, honestly. So, yeah, let me go ahead and finish this out. I will come back and let you know how everything applied, and then we'll do a little bit of a check-in later on. So I'm back. My makeup is done. Just so that you know, the time this morning, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see that. It's 7:48 now. When I put this on, when we were putting this on together, it was about 7:25, 7:30. So I wanna give you that benchmark for when I come back in a few hours and kind of show you what the status is. What I'm really looking for here in a few hours is to make sure that this didn't break up my foundation as we go, because this foundation, as I said, it's my favorite. It wears so good on me all day that if it starts breaking up, I know it's going to be this product. But I'm going to tell you, my makeup went on so flawlessly that this, I feel like, could be a perfect, now granted, again, I don't know for my oily skin gals, I'm not an expert when it comes to the different skin types. I know what works for me and what I like to see on me, but given the feeling of it and how my makeup just glided right on, I can imagine that my oily skin gals would have an issue with this. So there's that. But I'm gonna tell you that my makeup went on so flawlessly, so seamlessly, that I was like, okay, maybe this is like more mind-blowing than I thought it was. I don't know. But I could absolutely see this being a combo of SPF and face primer if you want this type of look, as far as like a very hydrated. In my mind, this is what I think. When I think luminous, I think like glowy. I think like Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush, that primer, the one with the wand, and I have it and I love it and I forget what it's called. That's what I think of when I think of luminous. To me, I'm using the word healthy because that's really just, it gave my skin extra oomph, like extra, shine isn't the word. Anyways, if you know, you know. If you know me long enough, you know what I'm trying to say. Anyways, so nothing in the sense of like, it didn't give shine or luminosity in the sense of like a highlighter or something. What I will compare it to is, for example, the Tula probiotic sunscreen. That one gives a glow, like almost like a little bit of a highlighter is in there, even though it's not. But that one gives my skin, like right off the bat, it looks bam, glowy, glazed donut, beautiful. Same thing with the Supergoop Sunflower Lotion Sunscreen. That one gives me the same effect. In fact, I think the Tula does a little bit more in that area. But so that's what I'm comparing to when I say like glow. And this one is not like that. This one gives a healthy look to the skin. That is very different from those two, and those two are my tried and true favorites. But I have to tell you that I am so impressed with the way my makeup went on. I will also make mention to you though, that when I apply my foundation, regardless of what I'm using underneath, if it's more of a slippery type of base, like a sunscreen, and I don't go in with like the Charlotte Tilbury airbrush base, whatever, I do find that at times, like in this area right here, my foundation and concealer will kind of slide a little bit, and it did the same with this. That's not anything out of the ordinary for me, but I just wanted to make mention of it in case you buy it and you say, Michelle, you didn't let me know that this is gonna make my foundation slip and slide. It didn't. I'm making it sound extreme. I always have that issue right here, and it's usually like in my porous area, which one of the claims for this is it kind of helps minimize the look of pores. And again, with that description I posted earlier, you would have seen that. But I am so floored that the outcome of this for me to this moment, obviously very, very early first impression, is that my foundation, my makeup looks absolutely flawless with this. Couldn't tell what it was going to do when I first put it on, but I am very, very surprised at how much I am liking the outcome of everything on my face at this moment. So again, we're about 20 minutes in from having first applied it. So the real test is going to be when I come back in a few hours and show you and let you know how it's going. In fact, I haven't even set my face down. I just realized I haven't even set it down with setting spray. So I'll do that here in a second, just because that is my normal step, and that way I don't change anything up. But looking so good, you guys. I'm really happy with it so far. So one final check-in coming up here in just a moment. Yeah, we'll have final thoughts then, which I feel like I already gave you my final thoughts if this still holds true. Be right back. Y'all, I am back. It is time for a check-in. It's 12:11 right now. So this has been on 7:30, 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11:30. Almost 5 hours. So we're just shy of 5 hours. So I feel like it was a good gauge, especially because I went to church after doing my makeup, obviously. I went to church, and then I was outside in the South Texas humidity for a good, I don't know, 30, 40 minutes chatting with people. And so I feel like that's always a good test of certain makeup products, because the humidity will really break things down. So I feel like from afar, it looks still really, really good. When you get up close, you can definitely tell that this sunscreen, I think the balmy nature, what I had mentioned earlier, the whole oily aspect, even though again, it's not oily, it's a balm, does play a part in breaking. It's what I was hoping wouldn't happen, because it was looking so phenomenal. But here, I'm gonna get up close. So I don't even, look, you can totally see that right there. That doesn't usually happen with this foundation. So all of that, yeah. My chin, you can see some of it right here too. It's looking thick. It's looking like this foundation is very thick, and it's not. This foundation it's one reason I love it. Now also, do you see where my highlight is? Like my smile lines? It's almost like those lines have stayed. And that doesn't usually happen. Wow. So, you know, where's my brush? I took out my brush so that I could I'm gonna have to I'm about to go to the grocery store for a couple things. I'm gonna have to swipe this down a little bit because I can't. In fact, hold on. Okay, so yeah. I'm gonna have to do this. This is very unusual. Very unusual, and I'm not liking that at all. Maybe I need to go in with less. You remember at the beginning of the video, I said, because this is the first time I'm using it, I'm just gonna go in with more. You know what? Maybe less is more with that product. I don't know. As with a first impression, sometimes it takes 2 or 3 different tries of trying something out to really determine how to use it. So I don't want to knock it before, you know, giving it a fair shot. But for sure, my makeup doesn't typically do this. And my makeup is set. I did set it with powder this morning. So it's not like I went in just with the balmy SPF and then foundation and called it a day. So forehead looks good. That looks intact, and I'm happy with that. I don't see like any accumulation here, which is nice. But yeah, and my nose looks good, which is actually surprising because my nose area, this is common. I'm super dry right here on the little, where my nose meets my face. That always happens, the dryness, crusty looking, that's not anything out of the ordinary. So I can't bump the SPF for that. My nose looks good, actually. Like typically where I would see issues is like on my nose. My nose looks good. So it's kind of weird that it was my upper lip and my chin. Maybe this is just kind of a note to self to use less in that area. I don't know. Anyways, and again, this doesn't usually happen as far as the crease, crepey looking stuff. But anyways, so that's that. All in all, it doesn't look terrible. But I was hoping that the breakup wouldn't happen. I don't know. There was a doubt in my mind if it would or wouldn't, just because of how emollient that SPF was. All right, friends, that's gonna do it for today. That is the first impressions review, if you will. I feel like that's an oxymoron because it's either one or the other. But in essence, that's my experience so far with the Watermelon Dew SPF balm. So again, I'm gonna keep on trying it. There's a couple of ways that I have in mind. The only thing is, because it has that one ingredient, I kind of don't want to keep trying it right now. So I'm probably going to go back to my mineral sunscreen for the time being. Once this pregnancy is over and baby is here and I can get back to using my chemical sunscreens, then that's probably when I'm going to play with it a little bit more, see if I can figure it out. And again, I really think at this point, less is more. Maybe I just went in with too much. And it's just one of those things, trial by error, use it a couple of times and then figure out how you really like it. But overall, like, listen, if you weren't up close and personal with me, you would have no idea, and it still looks really nice 5 hours in. So that being said, my friends, thanks so much for stopping by. Thank you for watching this video. I hope it helped you in some way, shape, or form. Before I let you go, I will leave you a verse of the day up on the screen to encourage you, to motivate you, and to tell you that Jesus loves you. You guys know, and I tell you this each and every time, that I love you. Truly, I do. As my YouTube family, even if you are a new subscriber, I love you from the bottom of my heart. But Jesus loves you so much more, with an unconditional love that I nor any other human being could show you. And so it is my prayer that you feel his love in this very moment, and that this scripture verse motivates you and encourages you. I hope y'all have a wonderful rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye, friends.